Welcome back to Grammar Grade 12. This is Unit 4, Lesson 23, and with it we begin a whole new unit on clauses and sentence structure. Up to now, we've mostly built sentences one word at a time. Starting today, we zoom out and look at the bigger building blocks, clauses. A clause is the engine room of every sentence, and once you can tell one kind from another, the way sentences are put together suddenly makes sense. So let's open the unit with the most important distinction of all, the main clause and the subordinate clause. Let's start with the word itself. A clause is a group of words that has its own subject and its own verb. That's the whole test, and it's what separates a clause from a phrase. Look at the pilot landed. There's a subject, the pilot, and a verb, landed. Subject plus verb, so that's a clause. Now compare after the long flight. It has nouns in it, sure, but no subject actually doing a verb. So that's only a phrase, not a clause. Whenever you're checking a group of words, ask the one question. Does it have a subject and a verb of its own? If yes, you're looking at a clause. Now let's meet the first kind, the main clause. A main clause has a subject and a verb, and it expresses a complete thought all on its own. Take the divers surfaced slowly. There's a subject, the divers, a verb, surfaced, and the idea feels finished. You're not left waiting for anything more. Because it can stand by itself as a whole sentence, we also call it an independent clause. That word independent is the key. It doesn't need anything else to lean on. It stands up straight, all by itself. Now the second kind, the subordinate clause. Here's the twist that trips people up. A subordinate clause also has a subject and a verb. Watch what happens when I add one word to our sentence. Because the divers surfaced slowly. Same subject, same verb. But now the thought is no longer complete. Because they surfaced slowly, and what? You're left hanging, waiting for the rest. That single word, because, turned a finished thought into an unfinished one. Since a subordinate clause depends on a main clause to make sense, we also call it a dependent clause. It has everything a clause needs, but it cannot stand alone. It leans. So how do you spot a subordinate clause? Most of the time, a signal word gives it away right at the start. The first family is the subordinating conjunctions, words like because, although, when, if, since, while, until, and unless. Each one takes a perfectly good sentence and makes it lean on something else. The second family is the relative pronouns, who, which, and that. When a clause opens with one of those, it usually attaches to a noun nearby. So here's your habit. The moment you see one of these signal words leading a clause, expect that clause to be subordinate, a group that has a subject and verb, but still needs a main clause to hold it up. Here's why this matters so much. If you leave a subordinate clause standing on its own, you don't get a sentence, you get a fragment. Look at although the storm passed, all by itself. It has a subject and a verb, but that word although leaves it dangling, so it's a fragment, not a real sentence. Now give it a main clause to lean on. Although the storm passed, we stayed indoors. Suddenly it works. The main clause, we stayed indoors, props the subordinate clause up, and together they make a complete, correct sentence. So a subordinate clause left alone is one of the most common sentence errors there is, and now you know exactly how to catch it and fix it. Let's put it all together on one sentence and mark the parts. The runners kept their pace while the crowd cheered. The first stretch, the runners kept their pace, is the main clause. It has a subject and a verb, and it could be a sentence all by itself. The second stretch, while the crowd cheered, is the subordinate clause. It also has a subject and a verb, but that signal word while makes it lean on the first part. One main clause, one subordinate clause, joined into a single full sentence. Once you can bracket a sentence this way, you can see its whole skeleton at a glance. Let's practice. In this first set, I'll show you a clause, and you decide, is it a main clause that could stand alone, or a subordinate clause that leans on something else? Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The lighthouse guided the ships home. Does it have a subject and a verb? Yes, the lighthouse guided. And is the thought complete? It is. Nothing's left hanging. There's no signal word making it lean, so this one stands on its own. It's a main clause. When the tide finally turned. It has a subject, the tide, and a verb, turned. But listen to that opening word, when. It leaves you waiting. When the tide turned, then what? That signal word makes the whole group lean on a main clause. So this is a subordinate clause. Although she trained for months. There's a subject, she, and a verb, trained. But that word although leaves the thought unfinished. Although she trained for months, and what happened? It can't stand by itself. It needs a main clause. So it's a subordinate clause. Now a different question. For each item, decide whether it's a complete sentence or a fragment. That is, a subordinate clause left standing all alone. Pause and choose before I answer. Because the engine finally started. It has a subject and a verb, but that leading word because makes it lean, and there's no main clause here to catch it. Because the engine started and then? The thought never finishes. Standing alone like this, it's a fragment. The orchestra tuned their instruments. Subject, the orchestra. Verb, tuned. And the thought is complete, with no signal word making it lean on anything. It stands up perfectly well by itself. So this is a complete sentence. The novel that everyone recommended sat unread. Here the subordinate clause, that everyone recommended, is tucked inside. But notice the main clause around it. The novel sat unread. That part has a subject and a verb and finishes the thought. Because a main clause holds the whole thing up, this is a complete sentence. Let's gather up what we learned. First, a clause is any group of words with its own subject and verb. And that subject and verb test is exactly what separates a clause from a mere phrase. Second, a main clause expresses a complete thought and can stand alone as a sentence. That's why we also call it independent. And third, a subordinate clause also has a subject and verb, but it leans on a main clause to finish its meaning. Leave it standing alone, and you've written a fragment. Watch for those signal words, like because, although, when, who, which, and that. Next time, in Lesson 24, we'll take these clauses and start combining them. We'll look at simple and compound sentences. I'll see you there.